What's going on, everyone? It's your boy, the Fantasy Football Almanac, back at it with another fantasy football video. Today we're going to be talking about the Bills versus the Rams, the implications of what happened week 1. But before we get into it, if you guys could, please go down, give this video a like, give this video a comment, ask me any fantasy football related questions. I'm answering every single comment, every single question. So if you guys have anything fantasy football related, please go down, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Turn that notification bell on. Would really mean the world to me. Love you guys all so much. With that out of the way, let's hop right into the video. So first here, we're going to talk about the quarterbacks. Josh Allen looked absolutely incredible. I mean, guy scored 31 fantasy points, 56 yards on the ground and a touchdown. To follow up that, he had 297 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's just absolutely insane. Matt Stafford, though, I was honestly a little concerned. He looked pretty bad last night. I mean, he was throwing some dink and dunk passes to Tyler Higbee, Cooper Kupp, but he wasn't really taking very many deep shots, for one, which is a little concerning. It's very unlike Matt Stafford. But two, he had some really inaccurate balls. Not 100% sure if it was miscommunications with the receivers. I doubt it, because he loves Cooper Kupp, and one of the interceptions was just way over Cooper Kupp's head and just immediately picked off. I honestly think I'm a little concerned with Matt Stafford with the way he looked in game 1. It is against the Bills, so I am willing to give him a tiny bit of a pass. I mean, it is Matt Stafford as well, so we know he'll be good. But that Rams O-line looked really bad. So I am a little worried about Matt Stafford. Josh Allen, though, totally fine. The next thing I want to talk about is this running back situation. I mean, this running back situation was absolutely crazy. I think this was a great game to test and see exactly who is going to be getting the ball for both offenses. And I think people were probably surprised in both cases. Zach Moss going out there, getting, 6 carries and 6 receptions, 12 total touches for Zach Moss. I don't think anyone was expecting that. James Cook comes out, fumbles on his only carry. I mean, that was just awful for James Cook owners. Me included, I was buying into a little bit of James Cook here and there. It was a little sad. I think he will progress throughout the season, but it is a little sad to see that he was not being utilized nearly as much. But I would say Devin Singletary was the most involved here. 10 total touches, 8 carries, 48 yards. He did look like a pretty good running back, honestly, which is surprising. It's Devin Singletary. I don't really think he's that good of a running back. But, I mean, I would say personally just stay away from this Bills running back room. I mean, you look at the carries here. Devin Singletary led the team with 8 carries. That is pretty concerning because they were up most of the game. It was a positive game script. 4 running backs, and they still only had 1 running back with 8 carries. No running backs, double-digit carries. That's wild to me. But the real storyline of the night, I would say, was Darrell Henderson. I mean, Darrell Henderson, it's crazy. Guy came out, 18 total touches, 13 carries for 47 yards, and then another 5 receptions for 26 yards. That's pretty good. It's really good considering, 1, the game script was negative, and he still got 18 touches, and 2, Cam Akers got 3 carries. Other than that, no Rams running back got the ball at all. And this is a really, really stout Bills front 7. I mean, their front 7's probably the best in the entire league here. And Darrell Henderson was able to come out and get that volume. It wasn't even a committee. People were speculating that it was going to be a committee. It wasn't even close. I mean, there was no committee to speak of. I assumed going into the season that it was going to be a 60-40, 50-50 split between Henderson and Cam Akers, but that's not what we saw. There's really no reason Cam Akers shouldn't have been on the field here. So I think if you're a Darrell Henderson owner, you should be really, really happy, for 1. 2, if you're not a Darrell Henderson owner, start sending trades over to the Darrell Henderson owners, way. You might just think, oh, it's a fluke, Cam Akers is still Cam Akers. So I would send trades over the way of the Darrell Henderson owner in your league. Personally, that's it for the running backs. Let's move on to the wide receivers here. So for the wide receivers, we saw a few interesting things. I mean, Cooper Kupp and Stephon Diggs. You can't really expect anything less than their absolute best, and they did. I mean, 25 points in half-point PPR for Kupp and 22 points for Diggs. But I would say the other notable story here was Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis looked really, really good. 5 targets, 4 receptions for 88 yards and a touchdown. I mean, that's absolutely insane. That 26-yard touchdown, he got so wide open. It was actually insane how open he got. There was another time where he almost had a 25-yard pass, but it was just barely out of his reach. Gabe Davis looks really good. He was on the field for 97% of the snaps. meaning he is definitely locked and loaded as the wide receiver 2 in this offense. The wide receiver 2 for the Bills is really good. But the disappointment here was Allen Robinson. I was personally shocked at how little Allen Robinson was targeted. Brendan Skowronek was not only targeted more than Allen Robinson, Skowronek had 6 targets to Allen Robinson's 2. He tripled Allen Robinson's targets. That is ridiculous. Skowronek tripled Allen Robinson's targets. I don't think it's time to panic on Allen Robinson, especially because you probably spent a 5th or a 6th round pick on him. His defense is really tough, but it is a little bit worrying. Allen Robinson was on the field for 98% of the snaps, so pretty much every single snap in the entire game. Whether or not he was just not getting open, or him and Matt Stafford were not on the same page, is yet to be seen. But it definitely is a little bit concerning. I would be a tiny bit wary. Not a guy I would sell at this point because his value is probably pretty low here, but interesting to say the least. As for the tight ends, really nothing too notable here. Dawson Knox, I mean, although he got paid, only scored 1 point. Not really a viable fantasy tight end option. Maybe if you're just hoping for a touchdown, or if you have Josh Allen, I think he could be valuable with a nice stack, boost. Let's say he does get a long touchdown, something like that. You get more from Dawson Knox here. And then Tyler Higbee, it's Tyler Higbee. You figure he's a lock for 6 points. There's really nothing major. But that's going to do it for my recap of the Bills-Rams. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I wish you guys all the best of luck in your fantasy season this upcoming year. Please subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy. Give a like and comment whatever questions you guys have. Thank you guys so much for watching again. Have a good day, a good night, and a good life.